Meant to put that on the loading screen because I have tea in the microwave, so I'll be right back in a second. But hi! It's not gonna be anything like terribly exciting. But yeah, pie. There. I have my tea, and here's a little bit dark. Which, is it supposed to snow today? I'm not sure. And emails. Stop buzzing my phone. How goes? How is your Tuesday going? Roll up my sleeves here minutely. Not been up to terribly much myself, although I do have a little package hijinks. Which, speaking of said package hijinks, I'm gonna check that that's, yeah, I know it's still out for delivery. I want to make sure if it's gotten here or not, because I have some sock yarn coming in today. Which, there was a bit of weirdness, like it had gotten to one of the local distribution places in my state, and then it just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth, which was kind of weird. Which I was like, this is not normal for my mail. Like, what's going on? Like, this was last night. And then it popped up this morning saying, out for delivery, so I guess they just forgot to scan it like a couple of times. So, yeah. It's just they forgot to scan it, so it was like... But luckily they scanned it on the way out to delivery. Because, like, usually if a package is gonna go missing, it usually does not go missing once it gets to near where I am, so I was very confused last night, and I was just like, you know what? I'll just wait a couple days, see what happens. Probably just some glitch, which, of course, I was correct. So that was a thing. Because I have some yarn that I'm planning to use for commission in there, so if I didn't get the yarn from there, I would have had to basically, deal with PayPal with a refund for that, and then order the yarn again, and then it's a whole thing. Especially trying to get a refund from PayPal. It's a pain. I've done it once, and I very much don't want to do it again. It sucks. Alright, let's see. Let me empty this jar here. It's an annoyance is what it is. Alright. Cup is empty. We are all... Nope. I did not open GiftBot. Because I am a dumb... You'd think I'd remember this. But I was in the midst of making my tea, so I forgot to do that. But I had everything else open, so... Meh. One small thing not open is fine. But yeah, so name of the game is going to be me mending some socks. Because I have the majority of my socks mended. I have a couple I still need to do, so that's what the plan is for now. Probably going to switch to chainmail commission I need to work on. And also my phone is ringing from a number I don't know. What do you want? I will not be answering you. Please leave me alone. Also, I forgot this was apparently connected to my phone. Try not to do that. Especially when I'm streaming. But it probably did that when I was connecting to the computer. There you go. Cool. Alright, so now that that's taken care of, we should be all good. But yeah, I pretty much wear hand-knit socks, so it's kind of a thing I need to do a lot. Which, let's get started here. There we go. Light. I can actually see what I'm doing, which I don't need one of these, but it very much helps to have like something like a darning mushroom or a darning egg. What is what one of these are. And this one I'm mostly done. You can kind of see what I'm doing, which these are more preventative darns because the thread was basically being very, very thin, which you can see, I think back here if yeah, I'd need to focus that manually to get that, to do that. because I don't have autofocus on, because autofocus very much is uncooperative at times. So I usually have to do that myself. But yeah, so let's see. Zoom a wee bit. Focus. But yeah, you can kind of sort of see that right here. That's like a little bit thin, which if you don't take care of those when they're about to break like that, they will break on you, and it's a little bit more annoying of an issue, which we have a couple of those, i.e. when it actually gets to being a hole. So stuff along the lines of, which sock? This one of my Sock Madness socks. Sad. And I'd reknit this from Sock Madness, so mildly modified, but yeah, right here it's starting to break apart a little bit, but nothing too terrible. But yeah, I noticed this was being threadbare in a couple of places, so I was like, let me just take care of that now before I have to deal with a bunch of holes. Alright, so this so this stops being an issue. You don't always need to have like the same color yarn that your sock actually is in order for you to mend it. You can have a different color. And sometimes I prefer it to be the same color, that it kind of sort of blends in. So basically all you need is some yarn. Sometimes you can double the yarn if you want it to be like really thick. But yeah, it's usually better to have the yarn of the same thickness that you knit the sock originally to mend it, so it's usually a good idea. Alright, this is gonna be short-ish. Gonna need some scissors, which we have my handy dandy stork scissors, which I had 2 of these. I don't know where one of these went. Disappeared off the face of the earth. It's in here somewhere. I don't know where. That is the problem. Alright. Also, this is discontinued yarn because it be, what's its face? Knitpicks Stroll and Blue Topaz. But yeah, no one's really gonna see the bottom of your feet, so hence why I say you don't really need to have a color that matches, but it's usually, if you want it to blend in, it's usually better if you do. Okay, why are we like this? Alright, where are we gonna start from? It's like starting to threadbare around here. So it's probably best if I go here. But you're basically following the stitch, which is basic knit stitches, so you're essentially looping around here, behind the stitch in the next row, which like so. You'll loop or pull it through here, and you go through the same stitch you were just out of, and then at the same time you put your needle through a stitch next to it. So basically go like that, and then, come on, I don't need you doing that. There we go. And basically continue doing that, which usually if you're gonna do that, you want to start like at least a stitch or 2 before where it's starting to wear and tear, because if you just do it over the exact area itself, it's going to start tugging on the stitches next to it, and that will be like where the next tear is going to happen. So you usually want, you know, some preventative measure or some area of... Brain's trying to think of the word. I'm running on like 4.5 hours sleep. So, yeah. But my tea is caffeinated tea, so that should hopefully help matters. Also, I'm gonna need you to get through the loop. Also, this is not a fancy needle. This is just like one of those metal needles that I got from Michael's like 2 years ago. Which they do sell plastic ones, but I tend to break the plastic ones, so I'm just like, nope, metal it is. Plus, it's only like $2 the last time I was there anyway. It might have gone up since the last time I was in a store. Come on. I'm gonna need you to go through here. That'd be great. Which, to note, if you've like felted the area, there is no mending that really. Once it's felted, that's kind of it. Like, maybe you can, like, knit a patch over the area and, like, sew where it's, like, not felted, but, yeah. Once it's felted, there's no doing anything about the felted area. Which it's a little bit more difficult to felt superwash. Not impossible, mind you, just a bit more difficult. Oh, now it's sunny. Cool. This won't last, so I'm just gonna leave the light on for the moment. Unless it gets a little bit glary. Alright, let's see. Craft cam properties. Dim the light a little bit. The gain, I mean. Come on. Where are you? Oh, I never closed it. Okay. Cool. Thought I had, but that was apparently a lie. Alright, so I can tint this down a little. So it's not stupid bright. Cool. Whee! Back. Also, if I happen to miss any of the chat, I kind of have to watch what I'm doing, so I will try to keep my best eye on chat as possible. And if you have any questions, totally feel free to ask. There's like a couple different ways to mend socks. This is not the only way to mend them. Which, this is basically me doing a duplicate stitch over the area that is not terribly strong. Which, that was the word I was looking for earlier. I just forgot. Because again, about 4.5, 5 hours of sleep. So, yeah. Words are hard right now. Alright, and yeah. Not gonna go through there. Alright, so we have this area. Oh, I think I went a little bit wonky, but it's fine. So let me go up the next row. Normally I go down instead of up. But either way is fine. Alright. Come on. I just need you to nudge through the stitch, please. You could do that. I'm right-handed, so this is a little weird. There it is. Ha! Do 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 do. There it is. And then back through here. Oh, I am way out of frame. Whoops. It would help if I'd stay in frame. You know, like, a lot. Also, I didn't pull through the right area. Whoopsie. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, and then here. That's better. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. And I took the yarn out of there. Great. Also, if you need me to talk any louder, I'll be happy to do so. Nope. Damn it. Why? Come on. There it is. This wouldn't go through the thing. Do. Now back to the mending. I'm just gonna turn it this way since it's probably better if I use my... Hello. Wait, did I do that incorrectly? I hope not. Okay, and then... Come on. Up, down, right here. I'm gonna probably need 1 or 2 more rows of this. Before I can move on to the next sock. I just want to make sure that I have the area in question perfectly covered.
But just who is Brock? Where did he come from? It is a strange story that begins many years ago.
Gently.
powerful underground espionage agent in the Western Hemisphere. I've been trying to get my hands on him for years. What's his next move?
But since you asked, I'll give it to you straight.
Do 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 do. Almost there with this row. And don't get caught in that. Alright, there we go. I think that's about it. Oh, although I apparently... Wait. Yep. Ugh. Yeah, I was doing it the wrong... Great. Let's try that again. I was misreading how the stitches go. I had it turned upside down. And I thought I'd be fine. But I was wrong. Come on. Although I do hope it's not because I'm not awake enough for this or something. Also, that reminds me I should have my tea, which is hanging out over here. That's better. Do. Alright. Yeah. And please stay over there. Stop getting in my way. That would be great. Also, with the channel points, you can see I finally changed the thing to a sock. I was doing that this morning too. I just finished the little bit of colors and stuff. Although, arguably the lines are not perfect, but no one can really tell. Although, if you put your mouse over it, can you really? Yeah, you can't really tell. Okay, that's fine. That works for me. I was not sure also. I should close this. But also, I am glad today I am not dropping all the frames like Saturday. Because frames were just dropping no matter what I did. So I was just like, guess we'll just stream like that. And somehow the stream did not crash. Don't know how. That stream did not crash. Because I was just dumping tens of thousands of frames. Which I am not joking when I tell you that. Don't know why. I'm suspecting it was probably something on Twitch's end. And starting and stopping the stream did absolutely nothing for me. So. Nope. I didn't pull through as I was supposed to before I did that. So, let me just see if I can just... Come on. Come on. Yeah, alright. Trying to be careful how I do this. It's really annoying. Okay, where are you? Hold on, let me take off my glasses. These glasses are for far away. So trying to shove my face and getting something to be more visible is the opposite of what these glasses are good for. So, yeah. Chat will not be impossible for me to read, but it'll just be very much a strain on my eyes to try and read it without my glasses on. Come on. Where you be? I think. Yeah, where's the rest of it? Okay, where the hell? Why are we stuck like this? Unless I pulled it tightly enough that I'm not getting the rest of the stitch somehow. That's like, I know the stitch didn't split. You know what, let me just pull from here instead. See if that helps. Also, if my head is blocking, that's my bad. I have no clue. I'm trying to actually stay in frame. Okay, I am actually staying in frame. Cool. Good. There's that at least. Alright, there it is. It would not come through. Rest of there. Good. Alright, and then... Come on. You can do it. No. Stop that. What are you guys up to today so far as you've watched me kind of flub this minutely? I thought I'd at least be done this, but I am not in a hurry. I'm not wearing pretty much any of these. Baba! Hi! See, I can see without my glasses, it's just kind of straining on my eyes. I am just mending some socks. Rogue! Hi! You ended quickly. Also, that also means I can hide the thing. So I don't have to see my own face. How it goes. Watching it snow outside. Blah. There we go. Hello! Rain! Hello, hello. Hi, you guys. Yep. You ended a lot quicker than I expected you to be. Welcome, everybody. How goes? Reset my back. Gotta let... Yay! Yeah. Given that's a 32-ounce bobbin, it's basically gonna look like a tiny bit no matter what you do. Which, I still find that insane that's a 32-ounce bobbin. I'm here mending socks. I realized I messed up the row because I was trying to do the thing. And I was just like picking at it, which I just got back to about where I started in here. I have a couple of socks. I finished 2 nice! 15, I hadn't counted, but I didn't realize it was in the double digits, but yeah. That was a lot of broad in a pond. So it makes sense that is a lot of bobbins to be on. Alright, yeah. I'll just start from here. It's fine. But yeah, welcome! Anybody who is not familiar, hi. Name's Serena, variety caster of way too many things. Currently, as I was saying, mending socks. My personal hand knit socks because, you know, I wear them a lot, so they're gonna get some wear and tear. There might be a little bit of a show off of yarn if the yarn gets here during the stream, because package that I was waiting on suddenly appeared this morning saying, hey, out for delivery, because it had gotten to my local post office and kind of disappeared off the face of the earth last night. And I was basically telling people, I was like, the fuck happened? And then, squishy mail. It disappeared off the face of the earth for a bit, and then I was just like, well, let's wait and see what happens in the morning. Which, yeah, it's just they didn't scan it once it went out the place, and then scan it once it got to my local post office. So, literally, depending on how it went, it could have went to that one and then another local one and then to my local post office. So, they could have dropped the ball at like 4 times. So they literally didn't scan until they were delivering, which, let me check what that is right now. The hell? 404. Why are we 404ing right now? USPS mail. Is it because I left you for so long? Probably. Let's see. Log myself back in. And still up for delivery. That's another hour. But yeah, not a lot of yarn. I was trying a new place out in Illinois that has like the same, basically the same amounts based on at least that yarn to nitpick / recrochet in price, at least considering those yarns. Pretty much based on math. It's that Cascade Heritage, which I have not used a bunch of it. One of them's Cascade Heritage Wave, which is pretty close to Chroma Twist and how it looks like. So I'm hoping I like it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, some of that yarn was commissioned yarns, which is why I was kind of following it closely. Because I was just like, yarn should exist. Because I'm not in the mood to go having to have to ask PayPal for a refund. I did that with the whole Switch thing. I'm not doing that again. Once was enough. But the husband keeps reminding me of boxes and bins that I have to... Yeah. Yeah, that is fair. Why are we not? There it is. Yeah, trying to do this with my left hand, I'm going this way, because it's awkward when I'm trying to go the other direction and I'm using my right hand. It's weird. So, yeah. That makes doing this way weird. Which is usually why I try to go the other direction, like, go down instead of starting from the top. Starting from the bottom, rather. Words! Words are great. I keep trying to explain the yarn I have as, yeah, that is also fair. Ugh. It's like you have all this yarn, but the yarn's not going to work for the specific project you have in mind, if you have a project in mind, or for whatever you desire to do. That's an annoying catch-22. I am... Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Wow. Words. I'm working on 5 hours of sleep. So if I flub many words, That's why. Don't mind me. I have caffeinated tea, so hopefully things will even out. 5 hours? No, if not for me, I can't. Arguably, my normal is like around 6, maybe 7. Plus, I am very pissy if I don't get enough sleep. Alright, come on. There it is. Which, I'm using the same color I made this in, but here it's like a little bit dusty, so it's like you can tell the difference. Lately, since... That helps. Also, I feel like I'm about to sneeze and it's gonna bother me. Ugh. Having that annoying feeling. But yeah, I realized I was doing an introduction and then got myself completely sidetracked like the person that I am. But yeah, so basically, I do a lot of fiber crafts and a bunch of other things, including chainmail, which I got a bunch of rings yesterday, which if you haven't seen, you can go check out my Instagram. It's in my Instagram story, which that's not all the rings I need to get. I'm getting another package, hopefully, if not later this week, early next week, for a commission, which yeah, I actually don't need a commission, which I can't tell. It's mostly the trans pride flag colors, although I don't have white. White is not a common color with chainmail rings, you notice. So I'm using the silvery looking color instead of white as a substitute for that. But yeah, I'm almost out of that blue, and I need more of the silver one, so yeah. Had to go order more, and given I literally had just ordered the large batch, and then I realized that, and it was like, I get to go make a separate order for something that costs $10, and it's like, great. If I just waited 2 days, I could have just gotten that. Because the blue wasn't in stock when I was initially ordering. Because I hadn't gotten the commission yet, but I wanted to get the blue anyway. I'm usually good at my inventory keeping. This case I was not. Girl November, thank you for the host. How goes? Which, speaking of inventory keeping, the larger rings that I use for this, which these are steel, which a little bit magnetic, so kind of want to be careful about airport security and so on. But yeah, I realize I'm gonna have just enough for this bracelet that I'm gonna be out, but thankfully I got regular bright aluminum, exact same size, just not as, like, heavy weight-wise, so that helps. But yeah, some people might want the steel, so I'll probably have to buy more of that, which it's cheap. So if I had done that with the second order, I would have just gotten like 2 ounces, 2 or 3 ounces of that. But I didn't, so that was on me. I really should make list or only because I have to pay import taxes on chainmail. Yeah. Easy become. Ow. That sucks. Also, very much fair. Thankfully, they ship inside the US. Like, I think, like, the US side of Niagara Falls, so I don't have to pay, like, you know, that sort of prices, thankfully, because they're mostly based in Canada. The Ring Lord. I mean, yeah, I know. I know you're, like, ahead of me. But I'm just saying in general, thankfully, I don't have to suffer that. I know, basically, import fees are a way of life, pretty much, for you guys when it comes to stuff, which very much sucks. Yeah, sorry. Which is like, I kind of feel like they should not make it difficult to be able to buy things from, you know, other countries. Because it kind of forces people to have to buy local, but sometimes local doesn't have anything if not, you know, even if it does, it'll have good quality. Hi, Liz! Thank you for the host. Plus, yeah. That also sucks. I am just chatting a mile a minute and mending socks. How goes, Liz? But yeah, long story short, second part of Giant Chainmail Ring Order shall be here hopefully next week. But yeah, do the yarn stuff, do the chainmail, art stuff sometimes, and sometimes games. I was honestly pondering doing, some Hades. But I could save that for another time. Starbucks! Also, you're reminding me I should drink my tea, which continues to sit over here. Okay, it's approaching lukewarm. Still good. But definitely getting to the point where it's like, you might want to drink it or else it'll start getting cold. And still up for delivery for the yarn. There. Oh, also, has anybody heard? I don't need another mug, but I'm pretty sure I still... The Twitch one? I got this like a couple of years. This is 2 years now, I think, when Amazon/Twitch had the whole sale on this at some point. Which, is this even available now? I would have to check Amazon for that, which I can look. Amazon! Also, in this highly mangled introduction, for anybody still listening, I do a bunch of things. If you totally want to hang out with me and watch me do all the stuff, totally feel free to hang out and possibly give a follow if you'd like, and hopefully you enjoy your time here. Also, I very much chill. Most times. But hype happens. And come on. Let's see, which year was this? I think it was 2019. If not 2018, it was the middle of the year. I vaguely remember it. Okay, I didn't order much in 2019. I'm pretty sure it's not 2020. So, yeah, it has to be... Okay, so this is 20... 19, so 19, 20, 21. 3 years old, wow! And it's not available, damn! Wow, it's been there forever. I was curious, because I like looking at that and see if that's, you know, there. Because it's actually pretty cheap when I gotten it. It wasn't expensive getting it. Stacy, hi! Hi again, thank you for that follow. Hope you're doing well. How goes your Tuesday? They have newer ones, fair. Like my... I do a lot of things and stuff and things, yeah. Turn PC off and person I had rated you to... Thank you! Thank you for putting me on your phone. How are you, Chatty? Hope your Tuesday's going well so far. Alright. What am I doing? I'm trying to talk and do things at the same time, and it's just like... Brain power is like, you sure? You sure this is the best idea? Which... yeah. No. Okay. Alright, so... I love it's taking me an hour and I've not even mended one area yet, like, jeez. Not bad. Staring at package stuff. So there's gonna be probably a yarn show and tell at some point during today's stream. And trying to be chill and mend the sock here. So yeah, things and stuff. Also, I wanted to draw today, but I didn't get a chance to yet in my sketchbook. Which I think I'm gonna buy that sketchbook again. But I've been trying to avoid buying Amazon stuff unless absolutely necessary. Enjoying this chill. Yay! Do you happen to stream as well? I'm always happy to find new fiber friends to hang out with. Because we definitely hang out in a good chunk of the same circles when it comes to the fiber stuff and things. Alright, it would heal. Also, I really did jinx myself saying this is gonna be quick and then just basically I'm just like, nearly an hour later. Nope. Although that is the way of things. So, eh. Alright. Okay, that's mostly fine now. Nope, I did not get the thing. I was trying to get the bar in between the stitches to grapple on there, so I wouldn't accidentally pull this thing out. So, let's try that again, and hopefully not pull this. Which I prefer using this needle because it's mildly bent. Because I think I was trying to do one of those pumpkin amigurumi at some point and basically end up bending this needle. It was a wonder I did not break it. Also, anybody who's new here, we do have channel points, which is socks. It used to be donuts and changed it to socks, which I put the little thing for a sock there today, so it now no longer looks weird that it says socks and it has a donut drawing down there. So that has been fixed. But you can do a bunch of things, including some of the stream weather stuff from pixelplush.dev. Thank you. I just had some tea. I heard the bird chirp, but I didn't see anything. Did I miss it? Okay, I missed it. Rainbow! Like that. There's a bunch of stuff. They had more, but I did like a majority of them. Come on. So yeah, just a fun thing you can do with your points. Which I have two different types of channel currency. There's Twitch currency down below, right there in the chat, and there is floof, which you can do by checking with ! yarn, which that's the stuff I typically use for giveaways and other such things. Which I'd reset mine at the beginning of January, so basically, unless you've like hung out and chat for a bit and or have subbed or resubbed to the channel, you likely do not have a ton, if any, floof. But you'll definitely earn a bit. I did adjust it a little bit and turn down the earning because I'm trying to basically deflate the stream currency. I'm trying not to have like stupid amounts of stream currency. Also, I'm trying to get the bot to do the thing where people can give each other chat. Thank you! I actually sketched it on my Debbie Cat! Thank you for the host. And yeah, I was thinking of you when I said that. Because it's like, you struggled with the same thing too. And it's just like, I'm trying to not have people have like tons and tons of blue points. How you doing? How goes things? I am just here chatting with everybody and mending socks here. You learned to- yes. But yeah, also, now that I'm talking about people, I realize I could shout people out too. That would help. So, let's see. Rogue, first of all, who so graciously rated me, does all the crafty stuff, so, let's see. I know she still has hairpin looms, if I last remember. Couple of spinning wheels, bunch of socks, sweaters, and a whole bunch of stuff. Thank you! I was actually in the middle of doing that. But yeah, very fun time, bit sweary, definitely cool place to be, and very informative in the craft stuff and things. Definitely feel free to hang out with her if you have not been there before. Typically on about the same schedule as I am, but the times are a bit different, because time zones? Oh, you are, yeah. I know Girl November is not going to shout herself out. So, Girl November, who I was with earlier, because I'm a mod, so I hang out there. Lovely time to weekday streamer who does a whole bunch of knitting. A lot of it for the shop, which I'm very much for, because shop knitting means she getting sales, and that is very much a good thing. So, yeah. Washcloths, hats, infinity scarves, a whole bunch of stuff. On the rare occasion, some crochet. Very fun time, very chill. Typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays from about 10 a.m. to noon Eastern time, so my time zone. So adjust for your time zone. And Debbie Cat, who we were just talking to. Lovely fun art streamer who is here a lot on Twitch. 5 times a week. Very much cute anime girls and stuff. And I actually have stuff here so I can actually show you. Very cute stickers. I have a stupid amount of them, so I would know. Okay, where the hell? I have them here. Well, actually, no, I can just take off one of the magnets I have sitting on this thing. Magnets! Which I have it on my little thing of sewing yarn. Which I very much love Boba Cat. But yeah, very fun, chill art stream. Typically on, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. From about my time zone, so 5 to 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 to 10 ADT, I think. I'm just darning some socks here because socks are worn and a couple of them have a wee bit of holes. So yeah, I kind of need to deal with them. It was a lot more, but I had done those offline. So yeah, I'm just in the midst of darning those and chatting at the same time at you guys. And also, before I forget, there's also a Liz. Freckles Fireworks, typically weekend streams of very much chill times, which knits, warrioring into crochet, spinning, lots of floof spinning, and also, she has a shops. I got a pair of the Beyond Darning, luckily. Yeah, my dad needed me to perform a miracle on some socks, so I understand that. Like, they were worn. They were like 100% wool, and it's just like giant gaping hole, and I'm just like, I'm not a miracle worker. What is this? Why? Next one. She is post-move working to get back into the shop stuff and things because she dies floof and sometimes Spids said died floof and very much a fun time. Unless you want to size down. Yes. Basically. There were bits in that were felted and I was just like, what are you doing? But yes, stream. I think you have her confused with Patchwork. Patchwork is doing the wedding crochet flowers, if I'm not mistaken. Patchwork. Brain, please. I've been to her stream. Yeah, I'm like, personalized patchwork. There we go. Yeah, I was like, I know who you're talking about. But she's been doing some gaming streams, like 7 Days to Die the last time I've seen the last couple of times, so yeah. I suspect she might be busy with stuff. Maybe. Also, what the hell was I doing? It'd be great to know. I'm trying to figure out where the hell I am in this. Yeah. And then... okay. And this looks weak. Okay, I think I was about to do the thing. But yeah, you're fine. There is a lot of us around Twitch, so... it happens. People get confused. It'd be a thing. No biggie. I think I had just... okay, yeah, I just finished it. Yeah, I keep forgetting that you stream. I might not even be following you. But yeah, Brainstorm, couple hours ahead of me. I believe 5 or 6 o'clock p.m. right now. So, Sweden. So, basically, let me do that. As she said, does the beadwork, which, let me... no, I don't want to open the image in a new tab. I just want to open her goddamn thing. That would help. Let's see. Mute that so I don't get a Twitch ad screaming at me. To make sure. Come on. Okay, no, I am following you. Cool. Alright. I wasn't sure. Nope, I wasn't, and I just cleared it too. Because I mod for so many... yeah, I get that, trust me. I get that. But yeah, if you want some beadwork, definitely go follow Rainstore. Crochet. It happens. Sometimes people change in what they decide to do, so it completely makes sense. It's gonna happen. Not everyone's gonna stick to the same thing forever, so it is bound to happen. There. I don't really do a ton of sewing, other than, you know, what you see me do here. So this is more of out of necessity than anything else. What do you want? Okay, not important. I only still have this on just because. In case my dad decides to call me, I do not miss it. Yeah. I don't do as much, but I like having my options. Alright, so Have we hit the... Yeah, we're a little bit over the hour mark. Would be so... Yeah, I think this is like maybe the first, if not the second time I've ever darned socks on stream. So, not a thing I do commonly. It's typically a thing I just do offline. But I think once I finish this pass, I am gonna likely take my break here. So I don't want to sit here. Alright. Let's see. Come on. Do. Oh, come on. I'm trying to do this with a non-dominant hand on this way. Makes things very annoying. It's doable if I'm patient. But it's certainly mildly irritating when I don't get it the first time. Do. Let's see. And about there. Come on. And do. But yeah, not quite done with this. Almost, though. So, that works. Alright, yeah, pull that from here. Yeah, I'd say about one row. Yeah, exactly that. Because, like, I know some people definitely like doing, like, the same thing for a while, but, you know, things are gonna change for whatever the reason may have you. Like, circumstances. Knows why do you itch? But yeah, circumstances, or you decide you don't like doing the original thing that you started with, so on and so forth. So, yeah. Some people may like to hang out for that specific content, so you might lose some people, but anybody who happens to enjoy your company and what you bring to the table will certainly stay with you regardless of the change in content. And I should take my break. Also, let me turn this off for now. I'll turn it back on once we get back on here, but I'm trying to not kill the light battery. But yeah, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Where are we? There it is. Okay, why are we... I think because I was setting things. Alright, so I took it out of the packaging. Which the receipt telling me, like, what my order was, that came in with the package. Basically thanked me for the order, which was very sweet of them. I always like when shops do that, because this is actually from an actual shop, rather than from Etsy, which I didn't realize they were going to wrap it in tissue paper, which I guess I'm kind of used to, what is it, Knitpicks / Crochet, kind of just dunking it in the thing itself, which I very much hate them doing that. But yeah, it's not much yarn, only 3 skeins. Which, ta-da! Alright. Sorry for crunchy sounds. Crunchy sounds cannot be avoided. But yeah, this is the one that I've been kind to get because this is pretty similar to Chroma Twist in the sense that, you know, has the colorways like this. Which, it's the same makeup, you know, 75% superwash, 25% nylon. I'm hoping I like it. Which, how much yardage is this? It should be. Yeah, 437 yards. Pretty much all of them, I think, should be about the same yardage. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, that's typical for most socks. Is it all? Yeah, it's all sock weight. This one is for commissioned socks I needed a burgundy. Plus, I wanted an excuse to go try their yard. And this, I was like, if I do, what is it? Sock Madness? I could just get this. Which is a pretty shade of blue. Forget which blue this is. Where is it? Nope, not here. It's probably on the receipt if I'm not seeing it. Yeah, it's a number, but it's not the name. Because this is called Roses, and it's like really, really pretty. How many? All of these are 437 yards, so a lot. Good, depending on how much sock you're gonna make, about 2 pairs of socks, at least for me. It depends. So let me not accidentally dock myself. This is just straight burgundy. This is royal, the blue. Yeah, and this is roses. So yeah, I'm glad these all got here. I was worried. I was like, I swear to God, if someone stole my yarn package, I'm gonna have to go bust some heads at the USPS delivery place. Thankfully, they did not. But it also means I'm gonna have to unwind this. But I did get, what is it? One of those umbrella swifts off of Amazon like a couple weeks ago. So now is the time to actually use it. Well, not now, but later. Because I need to figure out how to use it. It has instructions. The ones I found needed a little bit over a skein. What size skein? Winder. I figured you meant winder, you're fine. I was like, winder? Nope, winder. Yeah. Autocorrect trying to get at you. It happens. Alright, so now that we have short yarn show and tell, let me get to finishing this sock here. And we'll see about mending 1 or 2 more, and then I will switch to chainmail. Because I do want to work on that commission thing. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we are almost done. I know at least a couple of people might be sick of seeing the sock. It's been over an hour. It's a good thing I already had the rest of those bits mended. But yeah, yarn winders and yarn swifts are very much helpful, especially when you have skeins like that, so you don't have to wind it by hand, because it basically is very much a pain to wind it by hand. Usually it takes like an hour, at least for me, to do it by hand, and I very much do not like using that time for that. Also, no, I will not be pulling this yarn out of here. That'll be great. Come on. You can go. Come on. I need you to go through there. That'd be great. Which also, to note, they also have a minimum, what do you call it? Free shipping with no minimum purchase amount. So if you do want to check them out, totally feel free to go to their website, woolencompany.com. It is. Especially worse if you manage to get it tangled. So it's like untangling the yarn and then having to wind it. So the yarn I found is 230 yards. Pattern calls for 250 yards, but I think I need a little more as a bigger feet. There. Although, if it's stockinette, be mindful that it does stretch a bit, so you have some leeway in regards to that. So definitely keep that in mind. As long as it's something not like cables where it's like it really cinches in a little bit. There it is. So we do that. I probably should have had some crackers when I took my break, but oh well. I will probably be fine until second break. But yeah, with that yarn, I'm hoping it's not really thick. It's something called superwash wool. Is basically essentially a less prone to felt sort of yarn. So when they say superwash, you have more ability to say if you want to put it in the washing machine. Not recommended for anybody who does like hand knits on the regular basis. You typically want to hand wash your hand knit goods because that will allow for some more longevity. However, if you want to, you can put it in the washing machine. Still hang dry it though. Probably a better choice. But yeah, so the stuff I'm using here is superwash. This stuff is also superwash. Basically, superwash is essentially they kind of... I forgot, there's like two ways you can do it, but either way it's like they kind of take off the bits of fiber that will essentially fuzz up and potentially felt, so it's less likely to felt. Not impossible, mind you, but it's not like immediately gonna felt if you start scrubbing it like actual regular wool would. So if you're gonna use it for something like, say, socks and that sort of thing, superwash is probably a better idea. So that's kind of one of those things you kind of want to be on the lookout for. Treatment, yeah, I know there's like a chemical process, but I could not remember the wording. The shrink, okay, yeah, that too. They get washed a lot, yeah. Thank you. And let them dry it the rest of the way. Yeah. Basically, think of those shampoo commercials where basically, you know, like the little strips of hair on the edge. That's the kind of stuff that would cause felting with regular wool. So basically, once those get stripped off, you're essentially have a superwash. Alright, why are we not... I feel like it's not, although it's probably very thin, so it's probably fine. Crochet sock pattern. Ah, okay. I keep meaning to do that eventually. Sure. Affiliates or anything. Let me give you a permit. Oh, it would help if I'd actually type the word permit instead of shout out. That'd be cool. But yeah, there you go. You have 2 minutes to throw in the link if you'd like. So I basically have it so bots can't just be like, hey, you want to have, you know, want to become famous? And garbage. Alright, oh, it's a YouTube. Looks so knitted. Alright, let me mute because I'm not allowed to have other people's content on my stream like that, like in videos. So, oh yeah, it doesn't autoplay. I have it set so it doesn't autoplay either. So, that's good. Whee! Okay, let's see. Oh! Yeah, these do look neat. Plus, crochet socks would be a bit thicker, so definitely A, will keep you warm, but at the same time, depending on how this gets done, it might not be as smooth as a knit, but it depends on what the stitch is. So, I definitely say go for it and try it. Because those look lovely. Yeah, it looks like a rib. Which, more than likely, that'll mean, well, I'm guessing, like, front post and back post? Or at least, you know, go through the front, like, going through the front and the back part of the stitch, more than likely to create the texture of knitting, of, you know, ribbing. There we go. Words. Words are great. Alright, let me see. Is there anywhere else I need to grab onto for now? I think I can leave it alone here. Although right there. But yeah, I do eventually want to at least try crocheting a pair of socks just to see the difference, because I'm very curious. Alright, yeah. Because I'd missed down here, so I can just grab that, because my yarn is long enough to do so. Yeah. That makes sense, because they'd be closer to slippers. Given the thickness, I imagine the, what is it, needle size is probably going to be like, say, what is it, an F or so? Or slightly smaller than that? Let me check. Is it listed in the video notes? Okay, 2.5 and a 3.5 millimeter. Okay, so that's around, if you're using the number thing, I think a C and an E. Because D is 3.125 millimeters. At least the one I have from Boys is 3.125, which is the only reason why I remember that. Because I have C and D, and I don't have an E. I do not have an E. I do mean to grab one, but I might wait until I get like a set of those cushion hooks to try from somewhere. And just go from there. Alright, so looks like it's pretty much done here. Yes, I know I have to deal with this, but I will deal with that some other point in time. One pair of footsie socks, like wearing slipper socks around the house. Not so, yeah, for shoes, that'd be a hard time. Especially boots, if they're thicker. It'd be hard for your foot to fit in there if it's close. Cotton knit slippers. Ooh, that sounds lovely. Especially to keep your feet warm. My feet get so damn cold, which is why I wear my hand knits all the time. Alright, so, yeah. As you can see, many patches in these socks, because these are my socks for summer, so I tend to wear them a lot. What is it? Yeah, it's based off the Rose City Rollers, except I just added one of those 100 days of knit stitches patterns on top here, because I like doing stuff like that. Alright, so that's one sock. Pretty much done. I'm gonna need to get this over here. Oh yeah, because the pearl's on the outside, so it's gonna be knit on the inside. So that's gonna be a thing. Alright, so we have yarn. Do I want to use this or do I want to use the gray? Yeah, gray's fine. I should still be able to see it, I hope. And it's not that huge of a area, but I'll just cut a wee bit of yarn just in case. Radiator. Aw. That would definitely warm them up real good. Haven't seen those kind of radiators except in like school. It's been a really long time. And where are we? I'm in the... Yeah, I figured you guys probably have some differences like that. 'Cause I have family in England, so it makes sense. Toss my... Alright, let's see. Should I yeah, it might make it easier if I just reverse this. That would probably help. So, let me reverse these. Yeah, the older houses tend to have that too. I'm presuming it's older, but yeah. Older houses tend to have radiators. Because I feel like newer houses, they tend to just have, like, you know, vents. For the most part, at least up here. But yeah, please correct me if I'm wrong. That is accurate for a pet. Okay. Even though I said, as you can see, it's impossible. Not impossible, like, less likely to have felting with superwash. As you can see, mildly starting to felt on the inside. But sometimes that's mainly if, like, you know, like, the inside of your... the bottom of your foot is, like, rubbing against there, like in certain areas. That's typically about where it starts to felt in there. That would be great. That would be very much great. Inky! Hello! Welcome, welcome! How goes? I am here doing the chill, mending some socks. How are you doing? How goes? And how is your stream? I keep meaning to pop in your stream one of these times. Welcome everybody coming in with Inky. Serena varied caster of way too many things. Right now I'm just mending some of my hand knit socks because that is a thing. Also, I was showing off some yarn that I got in the mail, which yarn had disappeared briefly in the system due to some weirdness going on, but it fixed itself, so I didn't have to do anything. Yeah, I say the exact same thing too. Plus, I follow a ton of people, which does not help. Because it's just like, oh, this person's on, and it's just like 15 other people are on, and you're just like, damn it. But I like watching this person too. But how's it going? What were you up to? And welcome, Raiders. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah. Especially holidays. It's like, it's a ghost town to a degree. Although it depends on like if it's an us sort of holiday or a more global holiday. You will definitely see a difference. Alright, so what are we doing? Alright. But yeah, given the sock was made inside out, I'm basically going the reverse way of what I normally would do. Alright, yeah. That should be fine. Also, this is reminding me I should hand wash some of my socks. I've just been very much neglecting doing so. Because it's a whole thing. Wash them, hang them out downstairs to dry. It's a whole thing. Alright. Boo-boo-doo-boo-doo. Yeah. But yeah, unlike the other sock, this is not as preventative darning given it's already got a hole in here. Which I was really surprised this had got a hole already, but alas, it be what it be. Also, am I doing... yes, that should be fine. No, that's a little too close. How about if I go here? Nope. Still too close. Alright, and then let's get myself here. So I'm kind of like going around the edges to prevent this going on. Oh, really? It happens. But yeah, it also depends on how many people you're following. If you have like a stupid large amount of people, it tends to be very hard to get very quiet. But, depends on what you like to watch, too. Also, if you have to go and do the stuff, yes, that does help. But yeah, if you have to go and do stuff, totally feel free to step away if you need to. But if you're gonna hang out here, totally feel free to chat with us as we talk about the things and the stuff. Alright, why are we like this? Yeah, I think after this sock... No one following's currently on, but I also like follow 8 people. I don't follow... Yeah, you don't need to follow a ton of people, honestly. Whatever you like. Just follow them if you want to. It literally does not matter. As long as you enjoy what you're watching, that is literally all that matters around here. Also, it very much helps to support the streamer that you're watching. Things like that definitely do indeed help. Thank you! Also, yay lunch! I hope it's a good lunch. And very much thank you for the right stretch. Thank you, my posture is garbage. That's kind of why I think I pulled something like back here the other day briefly. Because I literally leaned forward and like part of my back was just like, no, we will not be doing this. What is posture? Something I don't have very well. Okay, let me say your name correctly, and please don't hate me for saying so. Marina Rose. Thank you for the follow! Hi! Just a heads up, I basically am a variety caster who do a bunch of things. Knit, crochet, spin, weave. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was just like, you sure? Knit, crochet, spin, weave, chainmail, digital social art, sometimes games. Games like, say, Stardew Valley, Hades recently, which I might put that in my regular repertoire, and Words on stream, because I am a nerd. Anybody who enjoys any of that stuff, totally feel free to give a follow. No worries, I'll be here. Go and do the stuffs. Come on. Do. Given it's kind of like, well, not fully filtered or anything, but it's like the way it looks kind of makes it hard to find a stitch or two in here. I also have to, alrighty, enjoy the food, noms. It was nice to meet you too. Thank you for the follow. Hopefully have a great rest of your day, and I will hopefully see you too. Anybody who is new to the stream, my typical schedule is Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I just made a slight change at the start of the year. So, same time though, so 1 to about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, Eastern Time, not Standard. So, hopefully you can join us again as I do the stuff and things. Come on. Alright. Alrighty. Enjoy your lurk. Alright. Let's see. Yeah. Basically, I'm gonna just do the thing over. Given it's the whole thing. Also, and the whole... What is it? Pre-roll being off thing has expired, so anybody who does not have any methods of preventing ads, sorry. I try to run ads at the end of my breaks, so basically you'll have like 30-minute intervals of no annoying Twitch ads to bother you. Also to prevent random ads in the middle of the stream. Because those are also annoying. Okay, why are we like this? You should be able to go through. I know you're not felted. So I very much need you to go through the stitch, please. That would be great. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, there's like starting to somewhat felt a little bit. Carefully. Okay, I think I went through the wrong one, but I still should be able to do what I want with it. Maybe. If I just go through the other way, should be fine. Also, I am very terrible at this, but if anybody wants to join the Discord, I'd be happy to give you guys a link. Which Discord is a third-party server, not affiliated with Twitch, which plenty of Twitch streamers like myself like to use in order to communicate with you guys when we are not online. So, definitely is a chill place to be. We talk about a bunch of different things, so areas for crafts, serious stuff, shows we've watched, so on and so forth. So if you'd like a link, totally feel free to ask. And we will PM it to you, because I do not have a live link just to avoid issues. I.e. trolls are stupid. Although they're pretty much rarely an issue. Let me knock on this wood bookcase here. For me, thankfully. Also. Can I get it? Yeah. Do. I know you were clearing out some places. Yeah, I figured. No worries. I understand. I'm in like 60 different Discords, I think. So I get the wanting to start from scratch again. I very much understand that. Alright, gotta wait for this thing. Come on. Oh, you're right there in the invite, so there you go. Should be in your Discord PM, I think. Yeah. That works too. No worries, you're good. Yeah. It is not like the worst thing in the world, because sometimes people just need to, you know, take some time away from the Discords. I get that. And although she should not be on it as much, I feel like although I'm in like, say, 5 maybe on a regular basis. So it happens. Also, yeah, I couldn't see you because the window thingy covers the most of chat. So I did not even see you saying you could get it. Thank you! Anyways. Alright, come on. Ah, come on. There it is. Alright. Alright. Come on. How about we don't do that? Almost there. So I did not do any Disney watching this weekend, so I have nothing new to talk about in the way of shows and stuff. Because I have not been watching terribly much regularly in the way of shows. Just been regularly watching Defunctland for a bit, like rewatching most of the stuff that I've already seen, which, anybody wondering what the hell I'm talking about, Defunctland is basically a YouTube channel essentially discussing, defunct, amusement park rides and or parks in general. Total 4! Thank you for the follow. Well, total 04, but I skipped the 0. I appreciate it. How are you doing? How is your Tuesday? I am just mending socks here and chatting about things. I hope you're doing well. Also, I finally got back into doing Chinese on the Duolingo app. It's been a week. I'm basically going over what I've done already, like seeing how well I do so far. Also, whoopsie, I think I did that already. Whee! What did I do? Ruh-roh. Okay. The hell happened? Yeah, I think I might have gone through an area I just pulled through and was not realizing that. Whoops. I could probably fix this. That's what I thought. Yep. Yep. Oh well. And probably just pull it through here. And that is a bot blurb on my general stream schedule, which is currently Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So I kind of wanted to have a slightly more manageable schedule because 4 days a week was a little bit much at times for me. So yeah, I kind of wanted a little bit more breathing room. So yeah, 3 days a week is good. Should be fine. Come on. There it is. Alright, I think, yeah, that should be about it for this, I think. And then go through the other way. Which, this way is kind of like doing a wee bit of like weaving in the sense that you're kind of just gonna mend over the area with a bit of yarn. Come on. Come on. Okay, why are we like this? Also, don't tell me I need to cut this one. My nail got snagged in the yarn for a second. Although, during the winter, I swear my nails just break like nothing. Although, arguably, my nails almost always break like nothing. 9 times out of 10. Unless I'm lucky. And hold on for like a few weeks. Although, they're mostly not bad right now. Mostly. Alright, and then I guess I need to, in order to see what I'm doing, go to the outside here. What's it? Okay, now enjoy your bath. And hopefully you enjoyed your snack too. What kind of snack? Which, speaking of, once I get 2 seconds. Oh wow, we're already at the 2-hour mark. Cool. I didn't even notice because I've just been like, la 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 la, talk about things. Alright, so. Alright. Ooh. Both sound good. Alright. But yeah, this is kind of like weaving in the sense of you're just gonna kind of go over and under. Like so. Although I think I missed. Is there? Yeah, there's one like right in there. It's kind of hard to see. For UK people, it was frazzles and a gold bar. Fair enough. Alright. Trying to keep it a little bit solid and not pull too hard. And sometimes I forget I'm not trying to pull too hard. And do anyway. Come on. Where's the... Okay. Over, under. Wait, under, over, under. Over. Under. Come on. Although, arguably, it should be, yeah. Going on the sides like this. I haven't gotten to the whole area until just now. I just want to make sure it doesn't, like, kind of come apart. Come on. There it is. There it be. I like doing this, but sometimes at the same time when I don't feel like doing this, it's kind of a pain to have to go like this. Alright. Last time, did I go? Okay, so under, over. Come on. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Come on. So I've been playing around with stitch marker ideas for the shop, which that is also partially why I got some rings anyway. I had a couple in sizes I didn't have. And I'm hoping it works out. Yeah, I've looked at those on Pinterest, those tiny things, and they are so cool, but they are a pretty penny. Non-handed, yeah, that too. It's like, what, nearly $100 for one of those things or something like that, I think. Depending on where you get it from. But I really do wish that those things were a little bit more accessible. They're getting a... Okay. Yeah, I haven't checked. But I have, like, looked on Etsy, which I know is not, like, you know, always the standard bearer in what prices are. But that's generally what I've seen. They usually don't come cheap. But I would definitely love to get my hands on one of those. At some point. Come on. Come on, please. There it is. They're between... Oh! Used to not be able to find them there. Yeah. Perks too. Yeah. Yeah. But are they good quality is the question. Not that I'm saying you would go look at anything like dubious quality, but you know. Once anything becomes popular, you know, they have like terrible imitators or something of like, this is the thing, but it won't last you as long because, you know, it's not as well made. Alright, we're almost here. Come on. Okay, that's what I'm doing wrong. I was about to go the wrong way. Yeah, I was like 15 to 25. Wow. I mean, given the pandemic, I expected like maybe 50. But it also depends, like if someone's like making them by hand too. I would understand that price if you're making one of those things by hand, because they're kind of like a music box and how tiny those little things are to hold the stitches, which I don't remember what the name of it is. But I've seen some of them where it's like they have like, what is it? The hoops that you would have for like, say, cross stitch and whatever. They have it like holding it there in order to keep the fabric even, which is really, really cool. Also, not something I would have thought of. Ah, why is this thing not cooperating with me? Hi, please, I would like to go right here. Like, am I missing? Okay, I think I'm getting it. Come on. I just need you to do that. And then... there it is. But yeah, if they're good quality, I definitely wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of those. So I really do hate that it's difficult to trust online reviews, because half the time it could just be someone using bots to, you know, game the system, which is very annoying. Plus it makes it worse to figure out, hey, are these legitimate reviews or not? Which is like, can we not? Shit's already a pain in the ass as it is. Please don't do that. Although, I imagine that was a thing they were doing for a while anyway, so they're not gonna exactly stop anytime soon. Alright, so time to flip the sock the other way. So I can get the underside. Also, let's not stab myself. I feel the needle kind of stabbing at me. Although, with this needle, it's not pointy, but you know, if I poked long enough, it probably would cut me, so I'd rather not try that. Whee! Alrighty. There we go. Alright, so yeah, you can see, now that I finished the weaving area, the entire area that was covered in the hole is now all good. The views are honest, most of them, but they work but need improvement, so okay. That is good to know. Yay. So that is definitely something I will keep an eye out for. Alright, and then let's... come on. And then I'm just gonna... but yeah, I definitely do need to wash at least a couple of these pairs of socks. I've just been lazy about it. Alright. And then... me. And then just loop this through here. So yeah, hopefully I did this well enough and it should hold up. Also, Yeah, now that we're done. Savvy, hello, hello. I'm about to take my break, but how are you doing? How goes your Tuesday? I'm just been here mending some socks. What is the second one that's had a hole in there? Thank you for the host. I very much appreciate you. So yeah, we're good. I need to depillify the bottom of these. That's fine. I have one of those depillers from Nitpicks, although I might get another one of those at some point because I feel like the motor is gonna probably be dead at some point. Depends. Alright, so let's put this needle in here so I don't lose it. I am been chilling and talking about. Aw, that's great. Before I take my break, let me show you some yarn I got in the mail. But yeah, been chill, good stream. Very much lots of fun with some raids and some hosts and follows, and also, yeah, all sock yarn. This was for a commission, rather. And these two are for me. I got them from a place over in Illinois. Plus, I've been wanting to try yarn that is not Nitpicks yarn, which that is nothing wrong with Nitpicks yarn. I'm an affiliate with them. But, you know, I kind of want to diversify and actually use other yarn. So, yeah, that's a thing. Also, yeah, it's a little bit dark. Yeah, it's a little bit closer to what it actually is, yeah. Yeah, I've been mainly on the lookout for yarn that kind of looks like Chroma Twist, which this is really close, so, yeah. That is the thing. But I need to take a break and stretch, and I'm going to switch over to working on this chainmail commission, so I'll be back in about my usual 10 minutes. So definitely feel free to stretch, grab some, you know, water, tea, whatever may have you, or if you need to go and do things, definitely feel free to step away as well. Lose another all pick Neela back together. I still have mine, so I understand you. But yeah, they have their flaws, but I do like them overall. Yes, I try to do that. But it's also kind of why I have the hydrate command with the points thingy. Also, I'm gonna need to change the zoom on this one. Chatty, thank you for the host. I'm taking my break, so I'll be back in 10 minutes. Sorry. Might do some overtime, given I've been having a good time hanging out here. It's a small... Yeah, that too. Alright, so... Give me a second to fix this, because I had to change things. I was doing the socks. Let's see. Where are you? Sorry! But you do have the drop game, so you can play around with that. Alright, so sharpness is fine. It's gonna be the focus a little bit. That's better. There we go. Which I think that's still the Christmas one. I need to change that eventually. I will get to that. Alright. Where are my... Hello. Where you be? I was like, I'm missing something. If I'm gonna do chainmail, I kind of need these. That would kind of help. Maybe. Possibly. Alright. So, before I jump into that, I'm gonna talk about an idea I have. So, I was talking about earlier with stitch markers, and I tried one of these dragon pinecone things, which I might have to salvage out the giant rings out of this to use for this, given that's literally how close it's probably going to be in order for me to finish this thing. Because it's going to be, what, 9 1/4? I should have enough to get there. Not 9 1/4, I think 9 1/2 inches. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 9 1/2 inches, which you're going to need a little bit of leeway for that, so going to be a tiny bit longer than that, but we should be fine. Let's see. Oh, so let me check. Alright. I realized I didn't do the thing for the redemption there, and where is it? Discard, where art thou? There we are. Yeah, 9 1/4. Okay, I was right the first time. So it's gonna be a wee bit longer than that. To make sure it's not like stupidly tight against one's skin. But this is what it looks like when it's done. Very much enjoy this thing, but it does take a lot of rings. But yeah, so basically I'm thinking for stitch markers possibly doing one of these pine cones. Although I think it's also called like a dragon egg, but a little bit smaller. So where is it? I got these giant rings in the size 20 size. So the tinier rings that I have, I'm gonna use these and the colored ones and basically see how it'll go. Hopefully it'll be fine. Although I don't have as many colors. So I could possibly have some like rainbow ones, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways. Let's get this out of my way. And let's see. Which side is the side? Okay, this side. Which I'm gonna take these two that are flopping here off, because that's about where the lobster class is gonna go. My brain cannot think of lobster class for a second. Cool. But yeah, with these blue ones, I barely have any left, so that's just my main concern. So yeah, that second bit of order cannot come soon enough. Which, this is not a complicated pattern, really. It's just more of the getting started. Can sometimes be a wee bit fiddly, and I'm not fond of it. But it does have a cool effect. There it is. Alright, and then got this pink one, which it's 9 1/4. I'm about 3.5 inches, so I'm a little bit over 1/3 of the way through this. The only reason why I'm not steamrolling ahead is mainly because, yeah, I'm gonna have to wait on the blue, so I'm just kind of taking my time. Why are we like this? Definitely be open enough for this. Wait, yeah, I might need to open this a little bit more. Yeah. Also, I imagine the whole caffeinated tea is likely not helping me in the aspect of, hey, keeping my hand steady. But given this is not a rush, it's totally fine. But I would like this thing to cooperate. Now, please. Okay, let's hook you through again. here and go through. There it is. There it is. Gonna do some. Alrighty. Not a problem. What are you crocheting? If it's the socks, back loop only, and marl yarn. It's a good vibes. Good luck. Oh, also another bot blurb. If anybody wants to check out one of the various places I happen to be, like social media links of, let's see, the Etsy shop, Instagrams, one for art, one for yarn and shop related things, website, which I need to update a wee bit, and also, I believe, yeah, YouTube, that sort of stuff. You can totally feel free to click on that link and you'll find everything there. I'm crocheting bed and it feels so... It'll certainly make things more cozy also. Let me see. This is my second ever project. You can do it! But yeah, I imagine marled yarn's gonna make it a little bit harder to discern where you are. Indeed, especially when it's cold. Alright. Alright, so... yeah, I'll just do a couple of pink ones. The pink is not what I'm worried about. I hopefully should be fine. Hopefully I won't need to restock on this color once I'm done, but who knows. Come on, there it is. Crafting bed period is like really comfy. Although there are certain crafts you kind of can't do in bed, unfortunately. Or at least it's not comfortable to do in bed. So, that is a thing. Oh, there they are. I should have just opened these. But, oh well. It's fine. There it is. With the way of chainmail, I am definitely still kind of noob at this. Still learning new weaves. Like, I saw there's a dragon... what is it? Dragon back? Or something like that. Let's see. I can probably check on my... ah, where it is. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Why? There it is. And also, no, I do not want anything from Joann's. Unless I'm buying scrubby yarn. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Not in my emails. Why am I looking here? I had it open to Firefox. But I never could get light. Yeah. That's also why I like having this light here. Although, I don't have a place to like hold it steady. Close that. I don't need that open anymore. Oh yeah, it is dragon back. Alright, cool. But yeah, dragon back, I wasn't sure if it was terribly difficult, but it's basically like a European 4-in-1 and half Persian, although I'm not fond of half Persian. This looks like it should be pretty interesting. This is what it's gonna look like once it's done. Yeah, depending on, you might be able to use that, but I do want to try that. Might try that after stream, maybe, if I get the chance. The thing about learning some weaves, it's like you kind of need certain sizes of rings, which I don't have the space or the funds to be buying, like, you know, every size of ring, so to a degree, that kind of limits me on, like, certain things, like, can I learn this thing or not? No. Although there are tons of weaves out there, so it'll certainly have a large variety of options. Come on, please. There it is. It's kind of the same thing in most crafts where it's like, hey, if you don't have the size needle or the size hook, it might not work out for well as it should, or if at all. So you kind of have to like stick with certain things. And it's like you can't buy everything, so it's like kind of have to figure out things and, you know, come up with alternatives. Oh wait, yeah, it's only 2. I don't need 3 this row. 3 of the giant ones. Which, even though this is not difficult, it does take a bit of time, so this is definitely one of the lengthier chainmail projects. For certain, yeah. Because I literally, when it comes to, you know, yarn-related crafts, I'm usually like, say, either worsted weight yarn or stock weight yarn. That's it. Usually I'm not in the DK/sport weight yarns, unless I've like suddenly have gotten my hands on some through some reason, or if yarn is a little bit thinner than what it's advertised to be. Alright. Ring. Come on, don't do that. That's better. Wrong side. There we are. Yeah, come on. Interchangeable circular needle, but it costs. Is it the Chow Goose that you're looking at? Because I know it's that and like a few that are like that level of expensive. I do want to get my hand on maybe one of those sets, and I'm just like, oh, the clover. Okay. That makes sense too. Clover can be pretty pricey for getting like a giant set. Do. Come on. There it is. Depends, and also depends on how well used they are. That was at Joann's. Oh! I do not check their website terribly often. That makes sense. Although I feel like the craft stores tend to mark up things a little bit. So definitely might be a good idea if you can be able to check elsewhere. So you might find some level of variety in pricing. Ooh. I did not have a good grip on that. Whoopsie. Which that is one of those things I kind of have to be careful of. If I don't have a good grip, these could slip, which that's why I got cut the other day. More like a week or two ago, but that was only because I was trying to close one of these smaller steel rings. These I can open fine enough because these are a little bit larger, so a bit more surface area to wiggle around with. But the smaller ones, I need some pliers with like a little bit of tooth to it in order to grab on to get it to open, which I do not have. Which is a shame. But I do want to use them eventually. Because they're kind of sitting there. Alright. So let's get that. Also, if anybody's wondering, this is a paint palette. Porcelain paint palette. I just like to put my rings in here because A, it's picturesque, plus I have nowhere else really to put them if I'm like doing a project like this. Makes it a lot more convenient that I don't have to like pull out a couple of rings from a certain thing that I have the majority of the rings in. Alright. What the? Yeah, I can do the blue. It's fine. Come on. My brain is like, welcome to the family, magical. And you're like, no, let's not do that. Can we not do that right now? Okay, thanks. Although that movie was kind of a to degree. It was like, I'm in this picture and I don't like it. So, yeah. That movie was a gut punch, I will tell you that much. But I also feel like there were some flaws in some areas, but overall, I did like it. And unrelated to what I am talking about, I realized I could probably watch that Discovery Planet show, Too Cute. Movie I'm talking about is Encanto, Disney movie. Watched it like, what was it, last weekend? Yeah, I finally got to it. Very much enjoy it. It has its flaws, but I very much do enjoy that movie. Alright, there we go. Grab this guy. Yeah, that's been out since Thanksgiving. About Thanksgiving. The week of Thanksgiving, give or take. I'm very much one of those people, it's like, when things get hyped up, I tend to be like, I'll just wait till the hype dies down and then I will watch it. If I feel like watching it. So, yeah. Especially, I have not been really flocking towards much Disney anything lately, so it's just been like, eh. If this seems to have, like, you know, general good reviews, I will come around to watch it at some future time. Plus, I tend to be one of those people who's like, can't just shut off my brain to watch the thing. Need to do it when I feel like watching the thing, which typically movies and stuff like that is like on the weekends. Come on. There it is. I was just gripping in the wrong place. I was like, why are you not opening? Do. Come on. Ah. What was I saying? Yeah, I was talking about Too Cute, that Discovery Planet show of, like, basically, sometimes it's adopted, but usually it's, like, newly born animals getting raised for, like, the first, like, 6 to 8 weeks or so. I used to watch it when it first came on in the mornings, like when they were showing reruns. I haven't watched in a while, but I think it's on Hulu. I think. So I do kind of want to get around to watching that at some point. Maybe. That or what? Just have Forensic Files on. Because Forensic Files is very much background for me. Although, you notice on the TV they tend to not show some episodes. Which is why back when I had Netflix, it's like, if I binged a bit of Forensic Files, it usually got to a point where I was just like, I don't know this episode. Because they hadn't shown it on TV. But it was kind of far and in between when that happened. Come on. There it is. It would not go through. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, so I realize it sounds like a bit of a swerve to go from show about cats and puppies in like their first 6 weeks to, hey, show about crimes and stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's how I am. Do. Come on. There it is. Oh, okay. So with this, I tend to not do it like terribly long because I usually am trying not to, you know, make my either my hands or specifically my shoulders very angry at me. Specifically, it's more so my hands after a while because, you know, I'm gripping on this like pretty tightly at times. So I usually have to take breaks, so I can't just do this all day or else my hands will be very pissed at me. And I don't need that. Also, I could probably do some spinning. Not now, but like later on in the evening if I get some time. Alright. That's better. Okay. And this doesn't feel fully closed. Let me fix that. Okay, that's better. Yeah, it was not closed before. Not well enough to my liking. Okay, if you don't close rings well enough, they can get caught on, you know, clothing, potentially your skin, especially if you're wearing stuff like this. And that is not a fun time. Alright. I'm just taking these two off from the beginning just so I know where the start point is, so I stop getting so confused about where I start. Leave those there, so I can use them for the next row, which... what do I want to do for this next row? Yeah. Alright, pink. Ah! Come on. Okay, I need these to stop getting mixed in here. It's gonna make things annoying. Also, I'm gonna need to poke my friend about those commissioned socks. Because I'm wondering if she wants me to do the same pattern I did for the socks that I made her, which that pattern is the one that I was mending. Where'd it be? This one, which, if you remember while I was doing it, you'll recall this is kind of a pain. It's pretty, but it's also a pain. So, I'll see if she wants that or something else. I was gonna get purple since purple was one of the options, but I was like, you know what? I'll just get the burgundy. Fine. Alright. Oh, let me open this a little bit further. Okay, I'm gonna need you to go where you're supposed to go. There it is. Yee. Also, speaking of Sock Madness, anybody planning to join this year? Liz, if you're still here, are you planning to do Sock Madness for this year? I'm still mildly on the fence. I might just do it. See what happens. Also, let me check. This looks like like a deeply saturated one. There's a couple of like deeply saturated rings that it ended up in here. Okay, no. It looks like it's fine. It's like next to this one, this looks paler than this. I'm not sure, is it me? Although, the light glaring on it, you're not going to be able to tell terribly much. Okay, yeah, no, I think it's just me. Okay. It's fine. Sock Madness is a yearly sock knitting competition hosted on Ravelry, unfortunately, in which people do a qualifying sock pattern, and everybody who gets through gets divided up into various teams based on speed and what you say in the questionnaire, because there was like a questionnaire last year, if I'm not mistaken, a short thing. They basically take into account what kind of team you want to be on. The teams typically are like based on, you know, your knitting speed, slow to fast. And basically every single round, once you're on the teams, the fastest certain number of people who finish go to the next round. So like say fastest 35 go past round 1, fastest 30, round 2, fastest 25, round 3, so on and so forth, until it gets to the final couple of people who battle it out and see who wins. It's a fun time. Slightly stressful, but a fun time. And also, you can't, like, you know, do alterations to the sock. You have to do the sock as is, unless, you know, say the moderators of said competition are like, you can do this instead of that. That's the only time where it's, like, doable. IB teams down. Yeah, no, there are some much slower teams. Ooh. Ow. My hand was not gripping that correctly. Alright, there we go. And I put these two. I'm pretty sure I'm near... Yeah, I'm just over 3-hour mark. I can give it another 10-15 minutes. Not terribly long. And I'll probably go and raid somebody today. We will see. Ooh, can we not? There it is. Thanks for... No worries, I'm not heading off now, like... Just gonna give it, like, another 10-15. Just because I don't want to end up sitting here all afternoon, plus, dinner's gonna need to happen soon enough. I have definitely had fun hanging out with you guys today. It has been a lovely time. Let's see. Probably... Once I do a couple more rows, should check to see who we can raid if we have a good group of people still hanging out. Hey. Alright. I thought I saw something. I was like, no, that should not be a GIF up there. I don't hear anything. Come on. Where's Sam? Oh, there's Sam. Sometimes it's hard to see where the seam is. And I'm just like, is this it? Nope. Oh, a little bit more open. There we are. So with my stitch markers, the ones in the shop, I usually have like pre-made sets available, which I think like a couple of days ago now. Yeah, like 4 days ago. That listing went unlisted, so because I decided not to renew that one automatically, because I think I'm going to start making some new sets in like certain colors and see how that goes. Because the ones that have been there had been there for a while, so I figured I could probably do that as a yearly thing and like make up some new sets in certain colors. Come on, you can do it. Whee. Please go through. I beg of you. I very much would like you to go through. Unless I didn't. Yeah. Might not be wide enough. So. There it is. Eee. There it is. So I keep meaning to read Guards, that Neil Gaiman book. I think I've mentioned it like a couple of times offhandedly. I keep meaning to start rereading that. It's been a while since I first read that. I will eventually get to doing that. Because I know the Discworld series definitely has its fans, to put it mildly. And I definitely recall liking the book, but yeah, it has been a while. So, details be murky. Plus, I don't think I grasped everything on the first go around. So, a reread definitely couldn't hurt. And also, there's this this book on illustration I really do need to get looking at. I bought it a while ago. I never fully finished it. It's a short book, but I do want to get around to looking at that. Because I imagine that could help in some ways. Let's see. But it's just like doing a whole bunch of stuff, you tend to not have time for everything. There's only so many hours in the day, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to work in some time to reading a little bit. If not, like in the evenings, maybe first thing in the morning. Do. Come on. There it is. Alright, and... these, and what kind of time? Alright, it's almost 3 hours and 10 minutes where we've been running, so another 5 minutes. Okay. Uh-oh. Why are you like that? Should not be sticking out like that. Hello. I demand you sit how you're supposed to sit, please. Come on. I just need you to not do that. Come on. Ugh. Did I not? Yeah, it shouldn't be like this. It's supposed to be like between here, but I've... Come on. You can do it. Because I'm really trying to not have to take out the ring and put it back in there. Not the worst thing ever, but it's kind of a pain. Da-da-da-da-dum. Okay, yes, I will take it out. Fine. Why are you like this? I just want to do the thing. But no, you've got to be difficult. How dare. There it is. Alright. Okay, so let's try this again. Yeah. Come on. Alright, and now please stay where I put you, so I do not have to repeat this experience. That'd be great. Alright. And the other two ones go to the side. Alright, and then... do. There it is. Alright. That's good enough for now. I think this should be about 4 inches. Let me grab my tape measure. Do I even know where that is? That's the question. I swore I saw it. but yet I cannot find it now. Great. Oh, right there. I knew I saw it. I knew I saw it. Alright, so let's see. There. Yeah, just about 4 inches. So I did only like half an inch, but I was working for like an hour, so that's good enough for me right now. Just under an hour. Anyways, let me go find ourselves a raid person. Well, person or raid, rather. I very much appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. It's been very much fun. Let's see. And there's definitely a bunch of crafty people on, so definitely should have some options. Let's see. Let's go. Okay, KB is on. So Kelly is getting started. Love Cat's on. Who else? Vanishing Pearl. Although we rated her last time. Thank you, Girl November. I nailed it. Yay! There's Go Olga, which makes teddy bears, which is very cute. So I think we can send you guys over that way. But yeah, very much appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hi. Mm-hmm. Hello. He's probably not gonna come in, it's fine. Alright, so let's get this open and see if Twitch is going to give me a very weird commercial. There she is. Alright, so let's mute the tab, wait here. So now just here. Okay. But yay, progress. Progress is good. Oh, also, those are the stream themes I stream for. I tend to forget to mention them, which they are Naughty by Nature and Creation Nation. If you... Other than shoutouts, if you want to find various crafters, that is definitely a good source to locate them. Which, not just knitting and crocheting, but like, you know, wood burning, paper crafts, sewing, so on and so forth. Alright, let's see. Alright, looks... Nope. Really? I was just here and you didn't give me an ad? Wow. Alright, it's a short one. And it's not the weird one, it's Old El Paso, so that works. I'm definitely not against tacos. Alright, she is making some pears, so let's go ahead in her direction. If you guys want to join out in this raid here, you can use either one of these raid calls. There's this one. No one's gets. I would hope not. That is the... that one you can use if you are not a sub to the channel. And that one's for subs. So, for anybody wondering what a raid is, basically, a streamer like myself can take lovely hype that viewers have, well, his or her, or theirs, to another channel, and basically, we throw in the raid calls, make sure not to do it too much because, you know, spam protection and whatnot, but, you know, a little bit to show some hype and love and appreciation to that fellow broadcaster. So, let's see. Before I head off and do the thing, I'm gonna have the end screen be on for a quick second, but, let's see. Before I do that, let me make sure I thank everybody. Rogue, again, thank you for the raid, along with Inky Minds, thank you for the raid. Stacy Creates Stuff, thank you for your follow. The Sassy Corn, thank you for your follow. Marinara Rose, Total 04, thank you guys for the follows. Also, I know they were hosts, it's just on the thing in the dashboard it does not say because it's weird. Girl November, thank you for the host. Liz, thank you for the host. Let's see who else. Debbie Cat, thank you for the host. And Savvy, thank you for host, and Chatty Threads, thank you for host. I very much appreciate it, guys. I will be back again on Thursday doing the craft things. First time I had talked, I didn't know the shell needed cooking. Oh gosh. You live and you learn. Alright, so I'm gonna have it on the end screen here. Wrong screen. There we are.